Chef Joel White Duck Ringette is dedicated to the indigenous culinary scene and today is cooking up a delicious dish using a traditional ingredient. So we're making a wild rice casserole, and here's what you need to follow along. You need wild rice, brown rice, mixed peppers, mushrooms, celery, onions, some olive oil, rice vinegar, sea salt, and cracked pepper. Now you're ready to go. Please introduce us to your co-chef.
Hi, I'm here with Lara Moravsky, my partner and incredible sous chef assistant today. She's going to be helping me put together this lovely wild rice casserole today.
I think that's amazing. And everyone at home, I'm not ignoring Lara. She just can't hear me. So I'm going to be speaking mostly with Joel, but I love having both of you here. So let's talk a little bit about what wild rice is called to folks who are Ojibwe.
Wild rice in our language, and saying our language, you say Anishinaabe-Moan. So in Anishinaabe-Moan, wild rice is pronounced Manoman. Some people say Manuman, also Manoman. And there is a wild rice moon, which is coming to us soon, and that's the time that we harvest wild rice. Wild rice is considered a grass. So not technically a grain, but a grass, and it grows in low-level lakes along the shores, and now it's very difficult to find it. This rice, in fact, which is indigenous picked, comes all the way from Saskatchewan, even though this was the epicenter of wild rice at one time not that long ago.
So how do we begin to prepare it?
The very first thing we like to do is we're going to saute the array of vegetables that's in your ingredient list, and Lara's going to prepare those vegetables for us. As she preps them, first we're going to start with celery, and we have mixed peppers that we're going to put together along with, so you can use your typical green pepper, your red pepper, your yellow pepper. And you just cut them up into small diced sections, as small as you can. It makes it a little easier to eat them inside the wild rice casserole. Right now, Lara's just mincing up the celery. And the other thing we're going to have are these mushrooms, which are just creminis. You can get these anywhere. These vegetables are easily accessible and extremely healthy. This recipe today is vegan and gluten-free.
I think a lot of people will appreciate that. I'm just wondering, if you didn't want to go with the cremini mushroom, any other ones that you would recommend for this particular recipe?
I can say any mushroom. I mean, we use hedgehog mushrooms. You can use portobello. You're going to saute these lightly in some olive oil just to bring out all the extra flavors in the vegetables before you combine them into the rice, but you can literally use any mushroom you like in it.
Before we get to sort of the final plate, I just want to ask you about this. You said wild rice used to be found in that area. It was prevalent. It is difficult to find now, and you were able to get yours from Saskatchewan. Why can't you find it now in your region?
A lot of it's to do with the, things that we've done to the waters. One of them specifically is we tend to dam up a lot of waters. The wild rice supports over 2 million species of animals, insects, birds, fish life, and human beings, and it cleans the water. So it's very important that it's part of our ecology and that all human beings are supporting the regrowing of wild rice in our Great Lakes or any low-level lakes where wild rice can grow. Right now we're ready with our vegetables and we can add them. So we're just going to add our beautiful sauteed vegetables. Lara's going to put them into the wild rice that is already steamed with the brown rice. We're going to mix it together. There are a couple of things you can add to it just to give it a full body taste. A little bit more of olive oil we're going to add. We've got a bit of pink salt here. You can use any salt. I prefer to use sea salt or Himalayan salt. We're going to add that to the mix. We have a bit of cracked pepper. And then, of course, this is a really nice rice vinegar that you can use to add to it to just make all the flavors meld together. And those are the last parts of this very simple dish.
Thank you, Chef Joel. It looks incredible.